let's talk about some of the reviews that are out there so far and my opinions on them, because I feel like you guys are going to go and buy these and read the reviews, and then you're going to wonder what to think, who's right and who's wrong, and blah, 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 blah. Now, obviously, everyone has very strong opinions about old games that are remastered, so keep that in mind, especially if you are coming into the game brand new and haven't played it before. But also remember to keep an open mind, and number one, remember that this is a very old game being upgraded within the same engine, well, the Tomb Raider 2 plus engine, I guess, but it's very, very old. It's from the late 90s, and the fact that they were able to pull this off is cool, okay? Keep that in mind. Like, it's not easy to make games in the 1990s, or it wasn't easy. And probably working with this engine and doing the things that they did took a lot of work, so just remember that before you judge the game too harshly, okay? Now, most of the reviews I could find are fairly positive, but there are some good points made and some people thinking things are more important or things are missing. So here are my thoughts on some of the things that people say in the reviews. By the way, it's only been one day that the game's been out, so there aren't a ton of reviews yet. But I have a feeling more and more criticism is going to come as more things get spread over social media and everything like that. So now I already talked about the high points of the remaster and the reasons why you should get it. So this will mostly be a discussion about the negative points that people are making in the reviews, just to cover all the bases. Now, the game does have some small bugs and glitches here and there visually and other things. This person points out the water currents, the shipwreck lamps, doesn't like the screen font for the subtitles, which I actually forgot to mention. It's cool that this game even has subtitles. Like, maybe just appreciate the fact that there is subtitles. Yes, some of the new textures aren't absolutely perfect, but they are all an upgrade, in my opinion, from the original. And if some of them do have little bugs and glitches here and there, I'm sure that patches will be fixing them because, as I said, the developers seem to be very keen on making this game run smoothly, and they are part of the community that loves the game as well. So keep that in mind. However, if you are very bothered by small visual bugs or other things like that you need to have added to the game in order to have a fun experience playing it, it's best to know about these ahead of time so you can decide whether or not you want to wait to purchase or not, right? This person also brings up an interesting point about autosaves. I never even thought of that. I don't know if it's possible, honestly. I have no idea if that's a thing that they can actually make happen within the old Tomb Raider engine. But if they could, it would be nice to have like quick saves as well. Now, there already is a quick save button that just quickly pulls up the save menu. It's not actually a quick save, but it's a hotkey. So that's kind of nice. That's in the original as well. But personally, I don't mind manually saving just because that's what you did in old games. You just manually saved all of the time. Save scumming was the path to victory in old games. So really, that didn't even come into my mind as something that was needed. But it's a good point. If you're a new gamer and you've never played old games, you probably are going to miss the fact that there are no autosaves or actual quick save and quick load that you can, quickly use. So I guess keep that in mind too. Now, this person brings up a couple of interesting points about the price tag, which I don't know. I guess I agree that it is not cheap. It's $30, but it is cheaper than a lot of remasters because, it is 3 entire games remade into one package, not to mention that it also includes the expansions. Unfinished Business for Tomb Raider 1, the Gold Mask for Tomb Raider 2, the Lost Artifact for Tomb Raider 3, which I would also like to point out are not available digitally anywhere that I could find. They're not on GOG or anything, or at least some of them aren't. Maybe one of them. Let me do a quick look. No, I believe I'm correct, and I do not think that the expansions are available digitally, and when they came out back in the day, they were hard to get a hold of as well. So the fact that they have remastered those expansions and included them, that's more than 3 games in one price tag. $29.99. I think that's a decent price for what we're getting here, especially with the additional work they did. It's not like they only made the graphics nicer. They also did a lot more for our quality of life of playing this old game. So personally, I think this person is being way too picky, but hey, that's just me. Now, clearly, there are very different opinions on how good the game looks, because as I'm reading these reviews, some people hate the lighting. And I like, look at this. I don't understand. It's freaking beautiful. Now, does this person just not know how the game looks originally? Or the game is built of like square blocks. So it's not as though they're going to achieve extremely modern looking graphics and lighting. It really is beautiful for what it is. I'm not crazy. I'm fairly sure that it looks great. A lot of people agreed with me when I was streaming it, so I must not be crazy unless the people watching me stream are also crazy. Maybe we're all crazy together, but I really was blown away by the lighting. My first impression of the game was, wow, this looks beautiful. Look at the light shining down through the ceiling. And the little particle effects in the air, you know, like in the caves, they opened up new little windows of light in the ceiling and had light shining through to create dynamic lighting with shadows. I thought it really helped the ambiance. And I thought it just made the environment look gorgeous. So I love what they did. Clearly not everyone does. So let me know in the comments below if you love it or if you hate it. I'm curious. And the last thing I want to point out, there's a few people that I found complaining about the legal agreement of the game, and it tries to get you to agree to the fact that you're aware that they left in the somewhat, sensitive materials, particularly in Tomb Raider 3, and they have you agree that that's fine in order for you to play the game so that you're not, so that they don't get in trouble. They also say that the reason they left it in is because they want to maintain the authenticity of the original game, which is valid. And, they want it to be shown of how games have progressed over the years. I don't know if I'm just like, I just think I have an understanding that times were different in the past, and I don't necessarily need everything on the planet to be altered for me to enjoy it. Like, I can understand that things at one time were culturally different, or not that they were correct. I'm just saying that like things were more loose and a little bit more okay to have within media in the past. And today we've learned and we've grown, and now things that maybe in some old games that are offensive are not included in new games anymore. And that's just, how it is. And that's great. If they would have changed that, they would have been altering so much of, the third game, and it would have made it not the same. Everyone would have been very upset about the changes. And I think that the purpose of this remaster is to elevate and bring life back to old Lara and to the old Tomb Raider games for the community that already loves these games, and maybe get a few people playing that are curious about what the old Tomb Raider games were about. And hopefully these people are open-minded enough to realize that you have a choice whether or not you want to consume this product, nom nom nom, or if you want to not. Now, the internet has a big problem with being offended whenever anything is not to their taste. And again, I'm not saying that things that are offensive and, wrong are okay in any way, shape, or form. I'm just saying that if you don't like something, maybe don't play it or don't watch it. Yeah, that's my rant about that. Now, I myself ran into a few minor bugs while I was playing, but it was nothing game-breaking, and I guess I tend to be more lenient with that sort of thing, and I have kind of an understanding of what it means to create video games and how difficult it is. And I also have a humongous, affection for old Lara and the old Tomb Raider games. So that nostalgic factor does help me in my, informing my opinion about whether or not I can recommend this game or not. And I think that to sum it up, If any of these negative things that I said make you second guess playing the game, then that's completely fine. Then maybe this game is not for you, and it doesn't need to be for you. And all of us old school Tomb Raider fans will just eat it up on our own, and you can go play the reboots. But if you are willing to give old Lara a chance, she would welcome some new eyeballs and some new people to throw their controllers at the wall and scream at her for missing jumps. Because 'twas the era of retro gaming when frustration was part of the fun. Probably not a good ad for your games, huh, Lara?
No.
Thanks for watching.